Good morning, everyone. Annie in Tucson. I have a lot of updates, so this could be kind of a long video. Feel free to stop at any time. So I had an MRI done last week, and at the original discovery of the tumor in my left breast, they sized it at a 1.5 centimeter by 1.8 centimeter mass. After I got the results from my MRI, they're showing that the diseased area is measuring 8 centimeters by 9 centimeters. What? Oh, that's awkward. It's grown, like it's quadrupled in size. So we've known that this is an aggressive cancer from the start. And that was startling until I had my PET scan done yesterday. And this is where I feel like good news starts to come in. PET scan is not showing cancerous activity anywhere other than breasts and lymph node, which we already knew based on ultrasounds and mammogram. There is activity in my bone marrow, but because I've started chemotherapy, my doctor says that that is the cause of that. So PET scan, I think I did a bell kick. I was so excited. My ex-husband crushed me with a hug. We're all really, really relieved. So what was discovered though is something called Her2 positive. So at the initial time of my diagnosis, we had the biopsy results. Pathology reports showed that I was HR positive. I have some notes. HR positive shows that the cancerous cells pick up the estrogen that promotes cell growth, including cancer cell growth. And if they contain the receptors of those hormones, breast cancer cells that have receptors for either hormone are considered hormone receptive positive. Layman's terms, basically the cancerous cells are fueling off of the estrogen in my body. I'm estrogen high. So it's like a little rave in there, and they're like feeding off of the estrogen in my body. We knew that at the original pathology results. I was given a 1% chance of having the Her2 positive gene. They do an additional test after that initial biopsy. The additional test is called FISH. The FISH stands for fluorescence in situ hybridization. So it's at least a full week where they do this additional test. This additional test is much more accurate than the pathology report. I am Her2 positive now. It's showing that that is positive in my lymph node as well as my breast. This means that my whole treatment is totally different. It's a completely different tactic for approaching this type of cancer. I will read what Her2 positive means. So basically in Her2, in healthy tissue, the proteins help grow cells, divide, and do repairs. If your breast cancer has too many copies of this gene, they make too much of the protein, and that promotes exponential, massive growth of the cancer cells. So that would make sense as to why this cancer is growing so fast, because not only is it fueling off the estrogen, but it is also growing too much of that protein. I'm sure that there's an oncologist who will watch this and be so embarrassed for me because I'm trying to make sense of it, but this is like attracting like. I'm just trying to help you guys out and help myself by understanding what's going on inside my body. So what this means, first off, it's not stage 4, which that's all I needed to hear. All I needed to hear was just that little ray of sunshine of information, and I heard it, and I am ecstatic. What the treatment plan means as far as the changes go, I was originally prescribed AC chemotherapy and then Taxol for once a week for 12 weeks following that. Everything changes now. There's an antibody treatment that I have to treat this Her2 positive with, and a different type of chemotherapy. The problem with the medicines that are used to treat Her2 positive is that the damage to the heart is considerable, and treatment can result in heart toxicity. It is reversible, according to my oncologist. It's not permanent, but there is a danger of it happening. There's also heart damage caused by AC chemotherapy. So we're going to switch things up. She does not want to cancel my AC therapy for this upcoming Wednesday, the 23rd. She says if we cancel that, and then there's a delay getting approval for the new treatment, which is called TCHP. If there's a delay, that's not good news. We want to keep, going at this cancer with chemo. So I'm going to have my treatment on the 23rd of AC. Then 2 weeks later, I will start with this TCHP. The TC portion of that is the chemotherapy. The HP portion of that is the antibody treatment that they're going to be using. The antibody treatment, I will have that done for at least a year. That's done once every 21 days as an infusion. The chemotherapy, I will have at least 6 rounds of that, and that will also be done every 21 days. The side effects are the same: hair loss, fatigue, diarrhea, low blood counts, muscle joint aches, numbness, tingling, reflux, heartburn, mouth sores, nausea, nail changes. So I have a lot to look forward to. But my doctor is very optimistic. She's only had a couple she's only had a couple patients that have had this type of HR positive and HER2 positive. And she's optimistic because this gives us an additional way to treat this cancer. I have chemotherapy. I will have surgery. I'll have a double mastectomy for sure. Radiation. I will have hormone therapy. The hormone therapy is going to starve the estrogen out of my body. It's going to lower the estrogen in my body. So that's going to starve these cancer cells. And then we're also doing the antibody treatment. So it adds a 5th element to all of this. That makes me feel hopeful that if one thing doesn't work as well as the next, we have a backup plan. We're coming at it from all sides. So I've had a big coffee in celebration. So I'm sorry if I've talked a lot, but that's the update. 8 by 9 centimeters, we can handle it because we're going to tackle this cancer bitch and, take control here. I feel very optimistic. And I don't know how prayer works. I don't know how love from people works. I don't know how positive energy comes in. There's that whole be still and know. Be still and know. I don't know what is working in my favor, but the combination of all things, I think, is making this possible for me to feel optimistic. It's making me possible to feel like myself, to feel joyful, to feel optimistic, to feel so grateful. I'm so grateful. Not just that this is good news for cancer, but I'm just so grateful for the life that I have. And if it took cancer for me to be reminded of that, I guess I'm grateful for the cancer too. Ask me in another 2 weeks when I'm completely bald. I probably won't be as grateful then, but right now I'm so doggone grateful and so happy to have so many people in my corner. So gosh, this is a long video. Okay, that's the update. I will put stuff in the notes about what the names of the drugs are that I'm going to be doing. If you have more questions, comment or text me, call me. Right now I'm going to take a nap because I think I'm crashing, but I love you all. And thank you.